for his years of service to the Chargers organization and wish him nothing but the best moving forward. Now, they are 3-5 at this point in time. Again, another team who have underperformed heavily this season. They're 17th in total offense and 23rd in points per game this season with 157. So it's not necessarily surprising to see them make a move on offense, perhaps re-spark that offense. It wouldn't be surprising if Coach Lynn took over play calling at this point in time. The QB coach will have a much heavier role as well at this point in time. I don't see them bringing in another coach to replace Weisenhunt this year. So expect a slightly different offense under Coach Lynn. But yes, it's you got to feel slightly bad for him because they're certainly not the worst in the league, but they're not anywhere near where they should be. So it's a real shame to see him go. And then, yes, as you mentioned, Bill Belichick, he's 67 now, and he said before that he wasn't sure about coaching in his 70s. Well, perhaps he might be. He said to WEEI on Monday, when I said it, maybe I didn't know what 70 felt like. He said, which was, I believe, just a couple of days after becoming a third NFL head coach. So not 300 career wins. He said, so I'm not really sure if that's an accurate statement today or not. At the time, I didn't feel that way. Now that I'm closer to that age, I don't know. So again, are we going to see him perhaps take over with continue to lead the Patriots with another QB after Brady? I don't think that's anything any of us really saw. I think we all saw Brady and Belichick riding off together into the sunset, but it doesn't necessarily look like that's going to be happening. So perhaps Belichick will be around for another 5-10 years at this rate, and who knows going to be a QB in that point in time. So keep a close eye on the Patriots over these coming years. I mean, obviously we know that already, but some changes are coming. I just don't know when.
All right, let me go over a couple things here. Number one, Belichick is looking to pass Don Shula. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's why he's staying around. Feels he's got the steam to do it, and he has the team to do it. So steam and team are your key words, okay? Number two, Greg Popovich went ahead, coached beyond Tim Duncan's retirement. I see some situations eerily similar there. So that, to me, is why Belichick knows that record's within striking distance, and to be the number one coach win-wise with all those Super Bowl rings, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out. So that pretty much sums it up. So you're not going to be here Thursday night. Tell us where you're going to be Thursday night.
Thursday night, I'm going to be out celebrating Halloween with my family, so I'm looking forward to that.
Well, you
know
what?
One of my favorite holidays of the year.
Well, no, I understand that, and you just make sure you have a lot of trick or treats left in your stocking here for Tuesday night. I know that I'm sure you'll have plenty of those, but no, it's pretty good stuff. I mean, Ken Wisenhunt, I could understand the change there. You're not maximizing Melvin Gordon out of the backfield. And obviously, they had a much better year this year. The expectations are high, and the Patriots is about as obvious as you can get. I feel, again, the Miami Dolphins situation, every move they make seems to intrigue me. The good, the bad, and the ugly, and there haven't been many good. There have been a lot of bad, and it's getting ugly. So as they approach the 0-16 club, and they have the Cincinnati Bengals right on their heels for immortality for all the wrong reasons, or what do you call it, infamous?
Well, infamy would be evil,
absolutely.
but
well,
but
you
yeah,
get
I mean,
the drill.
it's not. If we're being honest, it's not been a particularly good week just for Florida in general in terms of football. I mean, Xavier Howard's he's headed to IR now as well,
Right.
and then Marquise Lee at the Jags has also been placed on IR. So it's not a fantastic week from their point of view either.
All right. Well, anything else you want to say while we wrap this bad boy up?
No, at this point in time, everything is looking good. Otherwise, it's just a case of have a look at London this weekend. That's a game I'm particularly looking forward to. Obviously, being based in around the Texans, they're heading to London for the very first time this week, so that's something to keep a close eye out on.
Well, of course, I have a team with a vested interest playing there, the Jacksonville Jaguars. So, obviously, I have to see how my team is doing out in their second home, which, by the way, they make out well financially for when they go out there as well. So,
absolutely.
All right, Anthony, I'll tell you what. You have yourself a great Halloween, and we'll see you here on Tuesday night here on the Sports Exchange on the South Florida Tribune Network. Everybody out there, this is Anthony Wood, our NFL insider, who takes care of all of our NFL news. Anything else you want to say, Louis?
no, I mean, he always does a great job. Enjoy yourself. You've earned, your little bit of your break.
Thanks very much. And then just to close out, I've got to say, go Stros.
Yeah, I mean,
No Stros, yeah.
there you go. See if they do it tonight.
All right, well, I'll tell you what. You'll have an opportunity. It's hard to imagine hearing a baseball reference out of you, but then again, it's in your area, so I can see that. So.
Oh, absolutely. I always keep an eye on the Astros.
Well, good. Well, you have a good reason to. They're 1-1 away for their second championship. So, with that said, well done, and we'll bring you back on next Tuesday. Enjoy your Halloween, Anthony. Thank you very much.
Looking forward to it. Thanks very much, gents.
You bet.
Take care. So I've got something interesting to add in regards to what he said about Belichick. I understand we talked last week about Brady playing somewhere else and how, you and Mel Farr and Xavier could understand him playing for another team. And, I guess I was on the opposite side of that argument. Mm-hmm. But I would not be shocked. And say, and we're going to talk hypotheticals here. Say Brady retires after this season, right? Say they win another Super Bowl and he's just like, you know what, I don't want to do it anymore. He wants to walk away with 7 rings, and he has all the power to him. First ballot Hall of Famer, greatest quarterback of all time. I would not be shocked, and I'm saying this now, I would not be shocked if Belichick were to go to another team, because I would love, love, love that storyline. I wouldn't be too big on that. I guess I have to save the point, though, but we'll get to it later.
All right, we are here on the Sports Exchange, and I want to welcome for the first time David Levin. And David, long time no see, about a couple of days ago, right, David?
Yeah, I know. It's been like forever, hasn't it?
Hasn't it? I want to welcome you, everybody out there, David Levin, who covers the Jacksonville Jaguars. Why don't you go ahead and state who you represent out there? All I know is he's my neighbor over in the first row. I'm seat number 77, and David is 76. I do have that memorized. Go ahead, take over, David, our Jacksonville Jaguars insider.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate you having me on. I write for Black and Teal on fansided.com. Have been covering the Jaguars for various sites for a number of years now.
Okay. Well, we're glad to have you on here. And just so you know, everybody, David's going to be a regular on the program, so he'll be able to fill in the blanks based on what I'm able to do, and the two of us want to make sure that we provide the Jaguars the best coverage we can. So with that said, we're going to talk about one question that Lewis likes to talk about, and Gardner Minshew the second versus Nick Foles. What did Doug Marrone have to say about it?
Basically, I know that after the win on Sunday, he was asked what he thought about the potential of Foles coming back and playing, and he was frank about the fact he don't want to have to make that decision right now. Doesn't want to have to worry about it. He's concentrating on what's going on this week when they go to London. For now, Gardner is the starting quarterback, while Foles is practicing off to the side. He's not competing in any kind of drills or anything like that. He's just been cleared to practice. So they'll evaluate and they'll see what goes on. Remember, he can't play until he's not officially able to come back to the roster until week 11 against Indianapolis. So as we've discussed before, Scott, for right now, Gardner Minshew is still the quarterback of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Right. And his numbers look awfully good. Was it 13 TDs versus 2 interceptions? How do you take him out when you have numbers like that, Dave?
Jacksonville, it's weird. We've discussed this too. Jackson. I know. I look at it too, and he's such a charismatic guy, and he's the guy on the street. And oh yeah, by the way, he plays quarterback. Jacksonville hasn't had a quarterback that has this kind of style of charisma. And no disrespect to any of the quarterbacks who have been on the roster before. He's not Mark Brunell, and he's not Nick Foles with a cannon arm, and he's not Blake Bortles, who's kind of like the everyman. He's a combination of a gunslinger and a scrambler and a decision maker with a very high IQ who studies defenses really well, and then he has this ability to make things happen, play where he gives his receivers time to get open, he improvises, he uses his feet, and he's quick thinking. I haven't seen anything like this. I've been a fan of the team since its inception, and I've been covering the team for years now.
Well, you and I knew when we covered the draft together that I looked at you and you looked at me, and I said, I just told you. Remember I told you the Jacksonville Jaguars got to steal the draft, especially when I...
Oh, I believed it.
I did, too.
And I remember I don't remember who it was, but when we were listening to the teleconference.
Right.
And we asked him, how did he find out? He said, I was playing a game of cornhole, and they called, and I had to stop what I was doing and put my beer down or whatever it was, and I took the call. You just instant light. You liked him, and he was charismatic, and he was just like, he's real. And I think that's what he identifies with the fan base. He's real. He's he's every popular 23-year-old guy on the street. Hell, I wanted to be like him. It never happened, but I wanted to be like him.
Yeah, he's definitely a down-to-earth guy. Okay, so let's talk about the Jaguars. You said there, Bill O'Brien, you spoke to him today. Why don't you give me an overview of what took place with you and Bill O'Brien of the Texans?
Yes, some of the local members of the media here had a chance to do a teleconference call with him today. The Jaguars make that available every week where local media gets to talk to the opposing head coach. And I made it a point to stick my nose in it today. I asked him about what he thought about Minshew and the fact that Minshew he's a much better quarterback than he was when they faced him in week 2. Bill O'Brien talked about his decision making and his smarts on the field and the fact that he's doing very well for a rookie and they have the game plan for him. I talked to him a little bit about and it wasn't just me, it was a panel of local guys, so I'll just give you the overview of kind of what was said. Mm-hmm. I personally asked him about his quarterback, Deshaun Watson, who right now I believe is probably a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. And when coming out, he was dynamic and he got the knee injury and he was done. And then the second year he had to come back and was developing and got better. And this year he has really taken the game to the next step. So O'Brien said that what he was like as a rookie compared to what he is now isn't even a comparison because he's a more complete player. If Houston had a better record and maybe the division itself wasn't so tight, I'd consider him a MVP candidate. He has 16 touchdowns and 5 interceptions, 2,200 yards passing. He's accurate. He's got a nice arm. He's learned to put more touch on the ball, and of course, he's mobile, so he can beat the Jaguars with his legs. Bill said this is the kind of game. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I didn't say anything. Go ahead.
Oh, I thought I heard you. I'm sorry.
No.
Bill said, this is a regular game because it's a rivalry game, it's a division game, but they're also playing in London, so right. There's a different side to it too. You have to prepare for playing the Jaguars, but you also got to prepare for going to London. That's something different. The Jaguars have a distinct advantage,
right? Because
they've done it 7 years in a row, and some of these players have been doing it for a while, where they know the procedure. You get ready, you go to London, you play the game, you come back. For some of the players in Houston, they haven't done this yet. Right. Granted, there are Jaguar players who haven't done it either, but I guess the preparation is a little bit different. Mm-hmm. So, that's that. In addition to that, he said that they were going to go through their normal preparation as they would, get there. I think he said Wednesday or Thursday. I can't remember which day. Forgive me. When they get there, it's Wednesday or Thursday. They're going to do their normal walkthrough. They'll do the stretching, and then they'll start preparing for a football game.
Right.
The Jaguars have this down to a science. When they first started, when Gus Bradley was the head coach, they would leave for a week, and they'd go there and they prepare and they'd sightsee and they take it all in because it's an event. And they were losing. They changed the format a little bit, and they started winning. This is a really big game. Scott, I don't need to tell you that.
Right.
The Jaguars are 4-4. They're in third place in the division. They need this win. And I think Minshew needs this win, too, because at 5-4, he can then say, you know what? I'm 4-4 as a quarterback, technically. Because remember, the quarterback that starts is the one that gets the win or the loss.
Right.
So he would have started 8 games. At 4-4 as a rookie in the NFL as starting quarterback, that's pretty darn good in today's NFL. He then gives the coaching staff more to think about. I don't know if you want to talk about the differences between the two quarterbacks. I can go into that a little bit for you.
Well, here's what we'll do. Okay, I want to go over a couple things, but then toward the end of this thing, instead of talking about what we were going to talk about Thursday about the London trip with the profit, we're going to address it now, and then we'll come up with new information later. So I'm going to go over a couple things here with you, and then you'll incorporate, and then we'll make sure that we get to every key point because we obviously know that there are a lot of them. So let's talk